All right, in this short video, I'm going to teach you about a couple more HTML elements that I want you to know. The first one being a line break. And if you recall last week, we ended up getting our website to this point where we had a heading. And we talked about the different sizes of the headings, H1 through H6. And we also talked about our title up at the top and the title bar. And we worked on creating paragraphs within our HTML. So right now what I want to do is I want to talk about line breaks. And a line break is a different tag than we've used already because it doesn't have an ending. And it is a BR. So it's a less than sign and then BR and a greater than sign. And if I save my file and I go back and I refresh, you'll see that a BR just moves this down a little bit. So putting in a line break in your code is just like pressing the enter key. Because even if you press the enter key in your code, it doesn't actually make a line break or a hard return. So if I do a lot of BRs, you can see that now I have my paragraph going down. So that is called a line break. The next thing that I want to talk about today is block quote elements. And so we're going to just take this paragraph that we made before last week, and we're going to put, instead of a paragraph, we're going to put block quote. And I'm just going to do the exact same text so that you can see the difference between a block quote and a paragraph. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to come back and refresh my page. And now you can see the difference between the first two sentences or two lines is a paragraph, and then the next one is a block quote. So all block quote does is it does the exact same thing as a paragraph. It puts a space above and below it, but it also indents on both sides. And initially, back when people first started coding in HTML, there were a lot of quotes. A lot of academics put research papers up online, and it was a source for sharing information, and they used block quote quite a bit. All right, so we talked about line breaks and block quotes, and the next thing is phrase elements. And if I wanted to bold my name, I can use the tag, which is called well, first let's go ahead and emphasize. So let's say I want to do an emphasize. And emphasize, I'm going to go ahead and, it's an EM tag. So it starts with a less than sign, an EM, and then a greater than sign, and then it ends that way. And if we go back and we refresh, you'll now see that my name, Dawn Rauscher, is in italics. So there is a tag called an I tag that people do not use anymore, which is italics. Now we use a tag called EM, and the reason why we use the EM tag is because if a screen reader were to read my page, it would not only have my name in italics, which is visual, but it also would emphasize that word when it was reading the text. So if you need to put something in italics, we use the EM tag. If we wanted to change that to be bold, so let's find something we can make bold. Why don't we go ahead and take FVCC and bold it. In order to bold it, it's the word strong. So it's a tag that's a less than sign, the word strong, a greater than sign, and then the closing is a less than sign, a forward slash, the word strong, and a greater than sign. So if I save that and I go back and I refresh, you will notice that now FVCC is bold, but it also, if it were to be read, it would be strong. So they would not only emphasize my name, but they would say FVCC in a stronger voice. There are some other phrase elements in your book that you probably went through, but those are the two that I wanted to highlight. And that is all I want to talk about in this video. So you should now, after watching this video, understand line breaks, the BR. You should also understand our block quote. and we did an emphasize and a strong. And I'll see you in the next video.